My name's Sara Maude and I'm a hypnotherapist and psychotherapist, and I'm here today with Benedict, who is one of my clients. And Benedict's kindly agreed to just pop along and say a few words to people out there who are considering getting the kind of support that Benedict's had. So I just wonder if you could just talk to the people that are watching this video to just explain a little bit about what you've found has helped you the most from the sessions that you've had with me.
What I really appreciated was that with several sessions that I felt it was guided by what I brought you. So I didn't know what to expect beforehand. So it felt very personal, very customized, if you like. Business term of it. Yeah, exactly. So a really personal touch, and that's something very special, and made it also a lot more meaningful. And although I've had to come back, still, even after the first session, I stopped for about 9 months with no problem and feeling very comfortable with that. And then I think we discovered that there were, in a stressful situation, I did have a lapse. And coming back today, it's made it clearer to me what might have been behind, or what kept me smoking or got me back into smoking when there was a difficult situation like that. And I think that's going to have having tackled that, because you can know it in your head as clearly as you like, but having tackled that, I think that's going to make a big difference in lots of areas, not just smoking.
So you came to stop smoking, and as you said, you stopped smoking for 9 months without any problem, and then through changes in job had just relapsed a little bit, which sometimes can happen, and came back today, and through working together we've exercised a few other gremlins in the closet. And I just wonder, for anybody that's watching this that is considering smoking, and that is a man, men coming for this kind of help is on the up, and it's certainly rising, and I've got a number of male clients that I work with who've really benefited in lots of different ways for lots of different reasons. But I guess if you were to offer some words of wisdom to any men that are out there watching this, what would you say about the whole hypnosis therapist combination?
Yeah, well, I would say it's, it may seem or feel a little bit unusual to start with, but then once you find out that hypnosis and this sort of therapy is really, it's a completely natural thing. There's nothing sort of mystical or maybe even a bit spooky about it at all.
Oh, really?
It's just, and you come to see it as a really effective way and tool to, you may want to be improving things about yourself, or in how you do things. It can be as much about coaching and self-improvement as about tackling a problem. And it's made, it's a fantastic way of doing those things, very different from lots of other approaches, and you can achieve so much more in a short time than you're able to if you're just working with your head or with your conscious mind on it, or doing some training or something like that. So, and it's made me very curious about how that all works, how the brain works, why we do the things we do, and realize that the brain is such a fascinating thing anyway, but that there's so much, the majority of it going on unconsciously. It's obvious once you start to learn about it. I mentioned earlier, your approach is very personalized and very gentle, and it's more like you've been walking alongside me. So it's also not patronising in any way, or and yeah, I think the other thing about it is it's not a weak or a non-manly thing to do, to want to grow or look after yourself, and I think this whole type of therapy touches on something that we neglect so much, that gets so little attention in, it's not something you learn about at school to look after yourself in that way. We learn about physical health, or we learn about intellectual health, if you like, but not about the more holistic. Yeah, exactly. As a woman therapist, I think it's also really your particular style. Sort of three times that I've worked with you, it's never felt like anything was being imposed, or I always felt like there was a lot of listening from your side and picking up on and finding out what was the most useful way to tackle something, if that makes makes sense. So yeah, it took me quite a while as well. I mean, going a few years back, feeling comfortable with the idea of going to see a counsellor in the first place, and this sort of therapy was completely new to me as well. But I'm very glad I did, and I would recommend it to anyone. Doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, thank you very, very much, Benedict, and
Pleasure.
I wish you all the very best in taking all of my clients and becoming a hypnotherapist and psychotherapist.
We'll see.
And so, particularly for those people watching this, thank you, and I look forward to meeting you very soon. Bye-bye now.